Miss Inagay.
Miss Ragamuffin.
Hey yo. Original Road Boy Killers. DJ Shaky. John Black. El Ritmo
Road
Records.
swag. You thought for Miss Ragamuffin alongside John Black with a brand new combination. Big up Providence and San Andreas land. What me say? Listen up.
Hello Tempest, I'm back, and here I am. I'm going to give us a report, a download of kind of actually what is going on right now in Tempest. Because you know what? We're not dead. We're still alive, we're still going, we're still playing games, we're talking to each other. We've had more members log in the last month. So I figured it was about time that I needed to do a game cast so everyone knows exactly what we're doing. And so for those of you who are not actively gaming with us, who may want to come back and game with us, then you'll know what we're doing. And if you just want to see what we're doing to make sure that you said, screw those guys, I don't want to play anymore, but you can see what we're doing so you can stay away from us, you can do that too. So let's give a quick rundown of what's going on. Lately, we've been jumping all over the place and kind of playing games. I have to say that the way Tempest is actually operating right now as a guild is we get along great, we like each other, we know where we are, we know we're a bunch of older guys and gals who like to play games. A lot of us have played in what I term, or what I'm deeming to be, as part of my dissertation, is phase 1 of MMOs, which was back in the beginning of Ultima Online, Eve, WoW. You know, those first set of MMOs that came out. Well, WoW's kind of second generation that came up, but we've experienced this transition from the way MMOs are to the way they are now. We have our styles, we have the way we like to play games, different stuff, whether it's Final Fantasy XIV, Star Wars Galaxies, EMU, Star Wars The Old Republic, World of Warcraft, and lots of other stuff. But there's a couple of us who have hung out through this entire time. Now, we know Tempest was formed in 2011. I know that because I'm currently playing Rift still, and I still control the guild, Tempest GC, on the Deepwood server, which is a transfer over from Three Springs. So let's kind of see where everyone is and what they're doing right now in case there are any friends you want to get in touch with. We have, let's start with, I'm just going to go down the list as they pop into my head. Kyoko. Kyoko joined us, I believe, in Arcade. He's a gamer. He likes to play with in groups of other people. So Kyoko got us into Age of Conan and has me slugging through solo, leveling, all this stuff to kind of catch up. Age of Conan, he likes it, says the dungeons are awesome and wonderful. He's logging into Rift, I think, for 5-10 minutes once a week to level his character. So, you know, the progress is going about as fast as it is for me spending 8 hours in Age of Conan to level. We're staying about even in our levels. So Kyoko's doing that, but he's recently caught on to Overwatch, which I will talk about in a little bit. So that's kind of the main game he's playing now. Overwatch with a little bit dipping his toes into other different games. We've got Bloodright. Bloodright also joined us, I believe. I think he came in at the end of Rift, or second Rift adventure, or third Rift adventure. I'm not sure. He joined us sometime in that, a couple years ago. And he was with us with Arcade for a little bit in some of these other games. And Blood is controlled by his work schedule. He's a West Coast. He moved to the West Coast, and now he's in California. Or he works, at least he works in California. I don't know if he's going to Arizona. I don't know. Blood's out west somewhere. I think it's California. He's busy with work, which means his gaming hours are late at night. So Blood is one of our gamers who gets on when he gets home from work, usually around 10 o'clock Central where I am, and then goes on for a couple hours during the night as he gets some quality time when he's not spending time with his family. So Blood's on. He's playing a multitude of different games too. We talked this week about the Secret World and the museums that are coming in. He's been playing Overwatch as well with the guys, and he's been doing a little bit of Rift, and he's been doing other stuff like that. Ups, our master builder, master crafter, logistics expert in almost all the games we do, all about making the money. Has actually stepped away from Black Desert Online after months and months of building his financial empire. He saw the light and what it's taking to level, and I agree with him. It is a pain in the ass to level from 50 plus, and it just doesn't seem worth it because there's not really, unless you're in a big guild doing PvP and all this other stuff and actively engaged in the PvP, and even that, it seems there's a lot of effort for little reward. When you get that risk-reward thing, and it's just not worth it. It's a waste of time. And that's just kind of where Black Desert is right now. Up's a step back, and now he's trying out. He's got his toes in Rift right now, and he's leveling up. He had a max level character at the time that he stopped playing Rift before, and now he's kind of going through the adventures and doing all that kind of stuff. And then we've got, who else do we have? We got Greer, of course. Greer is the WoW advocate of the entire group, continues pushing WoW, 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 WoW. I think he says WoW in at least every single sentence to try to get us to play WoW. A lot of us will not go back. We may go, well, I say will not. That's not true. We hear Legion is going to be dungeon centric, and that may draw us back because we do like to play games together. So Greer is pushing that. He's been playing Overwatch. Azrael Reborn, big WoW player, we're right there with Greer, has been with us for a couple years. WoW, from Final Fantasy to WoW to Final Fantasy back to WoW, and has been playing WoW, and now he's back. He's in Overwatch as well. Chap is back. He's in the U.S. and he's busy. He's got his work. He's always going on, and we know he's busy. And he's been playing. He's been jumping in. He played some Overwatch. He's playing Overwatch with the guys now, and he's also resubbed, I believe, to Final Fantasy 14 with the new patch, so we can catch up to the 3.3 that's coming out, 3.4 that's coming out. Zojak is our lone SWTOR player. He's been holding down the fort and raiding old content. I think that we were raiding when we were in there last time, which was old content when we were there. So he's continuing to raid old content. He gets some enjoyment out of the raiding, of course, and the accomplishment and gearing his levels. You know, Zojak's a grinding, leveling master, and that's what he's been doing. And so he's doing that, but he's also been playing Final Fantasy, and that's his main game probably right now is Final Fantasy. And I think he's working on, I hope I don't get this wrong, Zojak, but I think your 6th maxed out profession for his character. I think he's working Scholar right now. Which actually, if you know, Scholar Summoner kind of works out the same tree, so he'll knock out 2 at the same time and be that much closer to having almost everything maxed out. I mean, he's still got to do, there's still a lot of classes he has to do, but he's got the pattern down. He knows what he likes to do. He knows how to grind. He knows how to do the fates and all that other stuff. He's getting ready for raid. He's getting his gear scores like 215, which is pretty darn good. In that, Harper, who has come back, is now known as Lemon Pie, which is the name of her. I don't think is it her Lalafell in Final Fantasy maybe. So Harper's back, and she's been jumping on it. She's been playing some Rift. We've been doing instant adventures and stuff together. I've been playing, like I said, a lot of Rift. I've been doing instant adventures. I mean, last week I kind of got out of control as my schoolwork's winding down for this quarter. I was able to play a little bit more, and I was doing instant adventures. I think I did 2 or 3 instant adventures as a character. But let's step back and take a look at what, and I hope that I didn't leave anyone out. I guess I could start up Discord real quick. Let me start Discord up, and I'll check the list on the side to see. And you can't see it, but my screen's popping up so I can actually check the list. I don't want to leave anyone out if I don't. Fracker, I have no freaking clue what Fracker is doing. He's kind of out of touch and doing his own thing. So that's kind of, see, I went through Az, I got Chap, I got Kyoko, Scribian, Upsman, Zojak, and I got what everyone's doing. Now, let's see what's actually been going on in the real world, because, you know, we got to take a look at these things. Now, we have people have their own lives, and we've kind of been all over the place in the different kinds of gaming and stuff that we like to do. And I know I'm speaking fast. I'm speaking fast. Zojak's going to hit me for this later. But let's go on to what's really happening in the real world, what has kind of affected our gaming. Because I have to say, the way that we do gaming, and I was thinking about this today on the way home from my workout, and I was like, how does Tempest gaming right now? Why can we not find a game which we all like to play? We have handfuls. Sometimes the group likes to do this, and sometimes the group likes to do this, and it's not the same people in Group A that are in the same group as Group B. Now, we all get along. I think it's one of the unique time periods in the Tempest history. You know, so we've been together for 5 years now as Tempest. You know, so I've been here the whole time. Harper's been here just about the whole time, I believe, as well. Greer, definitely. And then the other ones, our other friends who have come in and place for now have been, you know, various iterations, and we've seen clicks and clicks and clicks. And now we have, and I'm not going to say clicks, they're groups and they get along, and there's nothing wrong, and we all get along. I don't think there's anybody in Tempest right now that we disagree or don't get along with that is causing issues, and so it's cool because we've got, what do we got? Somewhere between 10, 12, 13 people who log on at various times. We do have other people who log in. I know Warby logs in every once in a while, and every once in a while we'll hear from Dingo. But there are real-world things that are going on. I kind of got to talk about some of these things. Now, we know Ups is busy, and, you know, he's been off. You know, Ups is up in Canada. He's doing the UPS thing. You know, that's his name, Ups, UPS, because, you know, although he is a logistics expert, I don't know about the creativity with the names, but it does allow him to do it, because he can do Ups Man, Ups Girl, Ups Dog, Ups Cat, Ups Bird, Ups Fly, Ups Ranger, Ups Barbarian, Ups. So it allows him to link his characters together. But I think he might be a little bit too attached to work. Ups, you got to step back sometime. You got to step back. You got to let it go and relax. Because you know what? We are only 6 months away from Christmas, and you're going to be busy and gone for 2 months again, and we're not going to see you, and you're going to go into your winter cave and be beating up all the UPS people to make sure the stuff gets delivered. And I know that you're not. I know you're up there in the hierarchy, so I don't want to say anything. So that's what, you know. Ups is busy, and he's jumping over and taking control and doing a great job and enjoying risk. Now, let's go back and see some of the things, other real-world things that are going on. Zojak has been hit or miss because he went on, you know, he has that hard life of he's working, he's successful, you know, he got certified a year or 2 ago. He's got his job, he's going on, he's like the youngest member of our group, and he's like 26, I think. So, you know, he's getting his life going. and he's moving on, and he tells us all the exploits and this and that. So once he got back from, I think he went on a cruise with his parents, and he came back, and he had this adventure. He went all over the world, and what happens? He tweaks his back at work, because I know he works in construction. He's electrician. I know, or works in electrical. Does that stuff. So he tweaked his back, and so Zodiac is in and out on painkillers. Now the thing with Zodiac that you can tell is we can't really ever tell if he's on painkillers. Now he does complain about his back, but he always bitches and complains about stuff anyways, because he's of the generation that he has to whine and cry about stuff and tell us how unfair it is and how we're all, whatever, all the other stuff. So we know Zodiac, but we can't really tell if he's on painkillers or not. So, who knows? But we enjoy it when he's in the channel most of the time. Maybe I should retract that statement on there's nobody pissing everyone off. I'm just kidding, Zodiac. Now, Harper. What has Harper been doing? Harper, in real life, has been leveling fishing. And how do I know this? Because Harper is located in the Houston area. And I'm not giving away too much personal information. Like, I'm not going to tell you her address, which may or may not be on the north side of Houston. I'm not going to give any specific area like saying that she lives in the Woodlands. And I certainly don't want to give any information that she might be located on, William Brown Street, and that her address may be 2246. I'm not going to give any specific information as to exactly where she lives, but she's in the Houston area. Houston's been hit by floods and rains, and I think I saw somewhere they were saying that so far this year Texas had received over 70 trillion gallons of water through rain, not just people shipping water in. So we did. So Harper's been leveling fishing, and if you look right now, you can see here she is sitting on her on her house or porch or whatever, leveling fishing, because she's basically surrounded by water. She told me at one point her housing area. Where she lives, the community that she lives in, she was basically on an island. She was just sitting there on an island, locked in with the water. So Harper's been leveling fishing in real life so that she can survive. And the good thing is she's usually leveled up her survival skills in World of Warcraft, in Final Fantasy, in Rift, and those other things. So this is a real world application of gaming and what's been going on there. Kyoko, if Kyoko's not out on a motorcycle, oh my gosh, please, it was in a motorcycle jaunt across the country. He's usually out shooting guns. His neighbors don't usually complain except when he kills their dogs or shoots their dogs or their livestock or whatever else. He's in Texas with me here, close by. I think I heard him say last week he was hiding from his neighbor, and I think he said that after he went out and he was shooting, and then he was hiding from his neighbor, yet he was cooking a brisket. And I think that the cattle rancher who lived next to him might be catching on that Kyoko's target practice and shooting might be affecting the cattle population of his neighbor. So I think that's what Kyoko might be up to. Again, Fracker, we just don't know. I think he's wandering the streets of Erie, Pennsylvania, somewhere, walking around. He could be wandering the streets going, Arcade, they got me into Arcade, And I apologize for that, and we have a support group for that. With Azrael, it was interesting. Chap pointed out the other day that he would be willing to get together, because we're talking about, maybe we should get together. Make sure there'd be a big Tempest reunion and get together and have fun. And the only thing right now is that Chap said he thinks that Azrael sounds like a serial killer, and so that may cause some issues in there. And Greer, I had an interesting conversation with Greer the other day. Greer has decided, and he's been watching politics a lot this year. He's been getting into it and trying to pick up some tips and tricks from various politicians on what's going on. And I think you can hear it in his voice, because Greer's always been a proponent of pushing us to join. Let's play WoW, let's play WoW, let's play WoW, let's play. And what does that do? A lot of us who were turned off by WoW and some of the things that happened in the last expansion was, where we had fortresses or garrisons or some other and stuff before that. We all left. Everyone's played WoW. Everyone in the guilds has played WoW. So, but we've all left it for various reasons. And Greer wants us to come back and play because that's his game. All right? We can't get him to level up a tank in Age of Conan. We can't get him to come back to Rift and play anything. And we can't get him anything. Greer's all about WoW, and he's been single-minded, focused in WoW and getting us back in there. And I think he figured it out. Not only has he been listening to politicians, but he's been examining, there's a heroin epidemic in the country not to be made light of. But, we talk about legalization of pot and other getting. This is going to get Fracker coming back now. Talking about gateway drugs and those kinds of things. Well, Greer has discovered his gateway game. And this is where I'm going to go off on Overwatch a little bit. Greer has discovered that if we get people to play a Blizzard game, the first step, of getting them rehooked and getting them to, and then remember, Greer's ultimate goal is to get us into WoW. That's what he wants to do. If you miss this, you're missing the whole point of what Greer's doing. So Greer says, how can I do this? Well, the first step you have to do is you got to have BattleNet on your computer, which means if you have BattleNet, you've got to have your account active. So it says, hey, you guys should download WoW, you should download WoW. And we all say, no, 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 no. And then what happens is Blizzard comes out with an interesting new game, Overwatch. Now, Overwatch is a first-person shooter, but it's different from other ones in that in Overwatch, you actually have roles that you play, and so there are all these classes and roles. So classes and roles, hey, that's kind of like an MMO thing, right? I'm going to play a class, I'm going to play a healer, I can play support, I can play tank, I can play DPS. Well, that sounds like an MMO. That's pretty cool. Now, Overwatch is not an MMO. Overwatch is an FPS. But the interesting thing is that there are systems in there. You level up your characters. Now, level doesn't actually mean crap, except for bragging that you're whatever. As far as I can be wrong here, because I've only played it a little bit. But, I mean, it's really just bragging rights. And you get loot boxes, you get skins, and you get taunts. And so you get cutesy little things that you can do throughout the game that really don't affect the game. Right? It's skin. It doesn't mean anything. The game is the game. If you're going to play a healer, you're going to be a healer. You're not going to get any new abilities. You're not going to do this. DPS is the same thing. Now, you have specials and ultimates and your abilities, and you're going to learn how to do that. Okay, so going back to what Greer's purpose is. Greer has discovered it's a gateway game. Because first thing we all did was we went back and put BattleNet back on our computers, and now we see it on our screen. I'm looking over at my screen. I see my BattleNet icon. It's right there. Right there is my BattleNet icon. I can see it sitting right in front of me. And since I've done that, so I may be against Blizzard. I'm not going to play WoW. I'm not going to play WoW. But now, I see this BattleNet thing on there. That's not too bad. Let me go ahead and let me do some. And okay, I'll load Overwatch. So now I'm playing Overwatch. Now I'm grouping up. Oh, it's cool because we got 6-man parties. Well, in World of Warcraft, you have 5-man parties. But 6-man parties. This is cool. We're grouping together. We got a healer, and we got a tank, and we got some DPS, and it's a Blizzard game. And every once in a while, you have to listen to what Greer says when he's playing this, because this is Greer's subliminal messaging. Wow, Kyoko, that was a great shot. Wow, Bloodright, that was awesome. Wow, I can't believe we lost that. Now, you're seeing the trend there. You have to watch for this, and that was pretty blatant. He said wow in every one of those sentences. He's planting in our minds the fact that we're playing a Blizzard game. We know, subliminally, we know that we're playing a Blizzard game, and he's saying wow, 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 wow. Reaffirmation. Greer's discovered if he puts us in Overwatch and he gets us in situations where we're playing Blizzard and hearing wow and playing Blizzard and playing together and having fun, he's attaching to all those emotions that we used to experience when we first played World of Warcraft. And then he brings up other things. Hey, I hear that, he told me yesterday, hey, I hear Az is playing some StarCraft. That's pretty cool. That's another Blizzard game. And wow, have you played Heroes of the Storm lately? Oh yeah, that's a cool little MOBA kind of game. Or what about Hearthstone? That's a pretty fun game. And what he does is he kind of gets you to load those other games. And you know what's going to happen. And we're going as a, and I'm just saying now, you know what's going to happen. We're going to go as a group and we're going to play Legion. I mean, it's just going to happen. We know Harper's going because Harper always plays the WoW expansions. I played most of them except the last one. I didn't max out, but I did play it. Kyoko said he'd go back and play if we were in a group. Bloodright is absolutely against it, and I hate it, but Bloodright's playing a BattleNet game. He's been hooked. We have all been introduced to this gateway game by Greer. So when we're looking back this time next year, summer of 2017, we're like, what are we going to play now? You watch, because we will have left WoW sometime in the last 3 or 4 months. And that's where Tempest is right now. So, now that I know, I took, it took 10 minutes to talk about what everyone's doing. I took 5 minutes to talk about what we're doing with World of Warcraft and Overwatch and all this other stuff. And so that's kind of where Tempest is right now. And I'm almost at 20 minutes, which is twice as long as I usually like to do these things. But I haven't done one of these things in like a year, I think, is the last one. And I just got everything installed. So, if you're looking to join us, we are playing Overwatch. Even I am playing Overwatch a little bit. I've kind of backed off. I'm playing Overwatch. I am in Rift. I have Scrivian, Guild Leader, Tempest GC, Deepwood server. So that's where I'm playing there. I am in Secret World, bouncing back and forth. I think I'll be playing probably Scrivian because I want to play with the new gallery that comes out this week. The kind of the housing monster. I don't know what the hell it is. But I'll be in Secret World on and off. If I'm in there, it's Tempest Syndicate in the Secret World on Hold Up. Yeah, it's Hold Up. In Overwatch, if you want to get in touch with me, I don't want to give out anyone else's name. I am Scrivian Scrivian number 1811 if you want to get in touch with me. I think in BattleNet that's how you do it. I could be wrong. Who freaking knows? I don't know. But find us in Overwatch if you want to do that. Get in touch with any of the old guys that are playing. Again, we've got Azrael, Chap, Kyoko, Bloodright. We're on Steam, so if you're in touch with us on Steam, we're friends with us on Steam. Most of us haven't unfriended you So get through us in Steam. And if you want to play with Tempest, you want to get us, we have Discord. That's the server we use. We love it because we post up funny gifs, funny movies, and all that other stuff while we're chatting, while we're playing, while we're talking, while we see what everyone else is playing and having a great time. And well, hell, I look forward to gaming with you all. I look forward to gaming with all of you this year as we move forward.
This ain't not gay.
Miss Ragamuffin.
Hey yo, original root boy killers, DJ Shaky, John Black, El Ritmo Records.
Roadway, you got for Miss Ragamuffin alongside John Black with a brand new combination. Big up Providence and San Andres land. What me say? Listen up. Until morning come, we know where the party day.
Hey mama, la fiesta comenzó, vamos a cama. Se bautizó, cambié mi colada. Voy a hacértelo como hacer limonada. Fácil de preparar y no me dirás nada. Estoy arrepentido como fiesta pagana. Mi pana, no fuimos hasta mañana. Toda esa que le moviendo esa nalga. Y yo con mi cara de encuentro anal.
When me there with you, dime que te falta. Throw your hands in the air, mano arriba salta. When me there with you, dime que te falta. Throw your hands in the air, mano arriba salta.
Rápido, nítido, eso me dicen al charlar. Aquí con mi roto, eso me dicen al follar. Baby, bateguear, estoy listo para hacer tu ma. Pero hands up, baby, coming hands up. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Todo el mundo mano arriba, ya llegó el road boy. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Todo el mundo mano arriba, ya llegó el road boy.
Baby, está rica, mami solita, tu cinturita, yo la quiero coger. Piquetica, tu mamacita, estás bien loquita, nos vamos pa'l motel. Está rica, mami solita, tu cinturita, yo la quiero coger. Piquetica, tu mamacita, estás bien loquita, nos vamos pa'l motel.
When your girl can sing ragamuffin, well, John Black say me wanna tell you something. Me say the when your girl can sing dance hall. Me shoulders are like bullets, seguro no nothing at all. What them I want, shout yeah. Them I want, them I want school yeah. What them I want, chat yeah. Them I want, them I want roll yeah. Hands in the air.
Hands up, put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Todo el mundo mano arriba, ya llegó el road boy. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Put your hands up, baby, put your hands up. Todo el mundo mano arriba, ya llegó el road boy.
Yeah,
DJ Shaky,
check it, listen up.